The intro always hypes me up so much.
Absolutely.
Well, that's the point. I try to make it a little hypey, like little energy.
I'm about to run through a wall.
What's up, everybody? Round freaking 2 is here. We got we burned through the first 32, cut it down in half. So we got 16 left, and these guys are the first 2 going at it. So, who's moving on? Who is moving on is the big question. This guy, he says. All right. So, yes, you both have been here before. You both have been here before several times. So, we know how the game works. If anybody is new here, I'm Germ, the host of this beautiful Blind Sample Showdown. We have Average Whiskey Drinker here, who is a presence on Instagram. Please, if you do not follow him on Instagram, do so at Average Whiskey Drinker. On the other side of the fence, we got Randall, the Whiskey Shaman. He is correct me if I'm wrong, level 3 Sam now?
Yes.
Yeah, so level 3 Whiskey Sommelier. He got his own podcast, the Whiskey Shaman Podcast. He's a presence on Instagram and YouTube both. So give him a follow, a like, a sub, and all of that stuff. Speaking of following, liking, and subbing, I am at Freedom Malts on Instagram and YouTube. Do the same thing for me. That would be great. Hit that bell notification so you know when the Sample Showdown starts every Wednesday at 7. All right. So without any further ado, why don't you guys go ahead and crack open sample number 1, get it in your glass, and do a little sniffing and smelling. Do you guys like the new stickers on the bottles?
I noticed that. It looks
opposed to my blue tape.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
so
beautiful.
The next step for me is instead of the electrical tape to seal the top, I want to try to get some of those little heat shrinks for that. And see if I can get this into a little more professional here.
I'd like my sample to come in a briefcase next time, Germ.
Briefcase
delivered by someone too.
Just buy a Pelican case for a small Pelican case for 3 bottles and send that to everybody,
please.
Okay, so sponsors, I'm gonna need you to ramp it up a little bit because I need to spend about $13,000 on Pelican cases for the showdown now. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Well, I think I'm gonna keep the cardboard box. No. I might get a custom cardboard box made, but we'll see. All right, so you guys are into sample 1. I am gonna go through a little bit of roll call here, see who's here, see who's waiting, and we'll be back with you guys in just a moment. Smoked by Ash and Whiskey Addict Mike, both here at 128 and 138 respectively. I think they're in a little competition to see who can get here and say something first. But thank you for coming in, guys. Appreciate it. Dan the Whiskey Punkard said he does not remember how to dance the Macarena.
Oh, man.
I mean, there we go. I think we should do the Macarena on this show. Yeah.
I don't know a single lyric.
Me neither. I think what happens is you got to have a few cocktails at a wedding, and then you remember it. I think that's how that works.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't think you actually remember it until you have that little drunken wedding recall.
Is there a whiter dance than the Macarena, though? YMCA, you think?
YMCA is pretty white. The Electric Slide is pretty white.
Yeah.
The Elaine Bennis is very white. So there's those.
Yes.
But I think they're all right there in like the top 3 whitest dances ever. So we got Brian F.
Yeah.
We got a spicy strawberry. Whiskey Shaman's here. Hey, Whiskey Shaman.
Yeah.
Patty is
luckily,
she's watching.
Luckily, I didn't.
You didn't skip out. Patty's neighbor Caesar's here.
Mm-mm.
We got Drew, Southern Bourbon Addict. We got the Whiskey Franco in the house. What's up, buddy?
Whoa, what up?
And short roll call today. Excellent.
Randall, you're a level 3. Did you say sommelier?
Yes.
Holy moly.
Yeah, the Whiskey Deek in the house.
How long does that take?
Well, it's kind of depends on how much money you have, really. You can normally they have classes twice a year, so you can do it within like probably 2 years. It took me a little while longer, obviously, because it is a monetary investment, but at the same time, well worth it for me. Now, it's not
Yeah.
for everybody because it does go into a lot of marketing and selling yourself and stuff like that. But we do whiskey blinds, 16 of them a day, and and then have a test over everything.
see
And
you
it
guys
is
later.
pass. Yeah.
Andrew just
go.
Andrew just
you
left
go.
the chat.
That's awesome though. That's really cool, man. That's like a goal at some point is to
No.
get into that deep of a level of. Very
It
cool.
goes deep real fast.
Single Malt Frontier or Doug, whichever you prefer, joined us. Thanks for joining. And happy American Single Malt Whiskey Ratification Day. Big, giant news for American Single Malt, which is a great segue to the question is what I'm drinking. Tonight, I'm drinking nothing but American Single Malts. And I started the evening with local to me, Hatch Distilling. Let me see if I can turn this the right way. Dock Wall American Single Malt. And now this one does say straight single malt whiskey on it. So under the new definitions, that would mean it's 2 years old at least. Because we did get a definition for straight American single malt as well.
That's the same as bourbon,
did.
right? 2 years for straight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Minimum of 2 years for straight. Yeah. I know we talked about this last night. Doug and I went on a live and kind of talked about, went in depth on the rules and what they mean and what they mean for people that aren't adhering to the rules as they were beforehand, but now that they're actually rules, what's going to happen to them? Yeah, I remember at one point in time, straight bourbon was like, has to be 2 years old or older, but if it's in between 2 and 4 years, has to be on the label. If it's over 4 years, it doesn't have to be on and that was all dumb. They've changed that to where it just says now 2+. It has to be 2+. And I don't think it has to be on the label anymore. But yeah, same deal. Which was a big thing for them to keep a lot of the language the same in the rules to kind of make it easy and identifiable amongst other categories of whiskey that are already established.
That's good.
Yeah.
Push the proof a little higher, but it's good.
Mm-hmm. We can't
Randall,
all have hazmat though. You know what I mean?
Randall, where are you from? Oh,
Go
you're
ahead.
in Texas, right? But what area of Texas?
Yeah. Central, Fredericksburg.
Oh, okay. So you're close to
Yeah.
Wait, no, is that where Marshall is? No, Marshall's not by Fredericksburg, right?
No, Marshall's Austin. Well, close to Austin.
Leander.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Leander.
Cool.
I'm about hour and a half from Austin.
Okay. Yeah. I've been to Fredericksburg a couple of times.
Whiskey Geek, no. The requirement of used, new, or new uncharred is still an option for straight American single malt.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing, I believe I'm remembering this correctly, the only thing that changed between American single malt and straight American single malt is the 2-year minimum requirement.
Gotcha. Hey, Germ, that's my goal for 2025 is to start drinking some ASM. Next time I'm on this thing, all those bottles in the back are going to be all ASMs. I'll make you proud.
Let's do it.
You don't need to look at any of those bottles, man.
That's awesome.
I mean, we
Pay
could
no attention.
We could take a bat and a sink and take care of that problem for you right now.
Don't you dare touch those bottles. Hey, Cedar Ridge is sending me some bottles. I'm excited about that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm excited to dive into a little bit of that. The quintessential I've heard so much about, so we'll see.
Cool.
It's excellent. It's actually
I
what
don't
we're
think I'm
doing
gonna-
tonight. So
Come on, Joe. The joke wasn't funny earlier today.
You got everything figured out, Randall?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm pretty quick. There's not much going on here for me.
Caleb, thank you for joining, buddy. Appreciate you.
Is that Caleb from Austin? Round Rock Caleb?
Yeah, TX Whiskey
What's
Geek.
up, Caleb? Love Whiskey Geek. Jerm, I think we're ready, man.
You guys ready?
I'm ready when y'all are.
We're not
Yep.
messing around.
No
Yep,
messing
and
around
still-
here.
And still have some sample left. So, you
Yeah,
know,
a little bit.
that's good.
This is just too easy.
Did I screw up and give you guys something that was too easy?
Yeah. It's clearly
No.
Blanton's.
No, you didn't. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. No brainer.
All right. Randall, let's go ahead and start with you. Generic
All right.
category.
For type, I put single malt. For proof, I put 46. For cask, I put used. And for exact type, I put Scottish single malt. For proof, I put 46 again. For cask, this is where it kind of threw me off. I put used, obviously, but I also put sherry because I feel like there's a pretty strong sherry influence in there. For my distillery, I put Glendronach, and I put the 12. I think it's a 12.
Wow. Your confidence is just
Glendronach 12.
making me nervous.
I am horribly wrong. So,
Hey,
you know,
we got the first one correct. That's what I had too.
Single malt for you on the generic?
Yes,
Andrew?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. What do you got for proof?
I got 44. And then this is where I disagree with Randall. I have new.
New oak.
Yeah.
okay.
And what do you got
I can
for
see that.
specific category?
American single malt. Is that a specific category? That is right. I'm gonna go.
Certainly.
I mean, I said 44. I'm gonna do 44.5, I guess, for specific.
44.5, going up a half.
Mm-hmm. And then new.
New.
I'm gonna
And
do
you
it-
have
I'm
a
gonna go-
distillery bottle.
Yeah, I'm gonna go something from Tejas. I'm gonna do something with Andalusia. Specific. Oh God, what do I even know from Andalusia? Andalusia Striker. I can't remember the last time I've had that, but that's what I'm gonna go with. It's not even close to right, but sticking with it.
It's all good.
I got you in.
It's good though.
Shoot your shot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys go ahead and get into
Sample two. Damn, that was
I will
fancy.
say all of these samples are dark, which kind of concerns me.
what's the concern with the dark?
Boy, but
Well, because that could mean it could be heavily finished or new oak or bourbon. Which if it's bourbon, I have a lower threshold for bourbon than all those ones on the back wall of my opponents here. So yeah.
Well, I mean,
Bad milk
realistically, I mean, that center section is all the same whiskey in different colored bottles.
that's very true. Hey,
That is
hey,
true.
hey,
That is-
Same mash bill, different area in the warehouse, Germ. Yeah, you're actually you're right. Actually, you're actually really.
I
correct.
do. I mean, I personally, for me, I don't like Weller. I never have. I've tried several of them, and
Totally fair.
I just don't get into it. But your Maker's up there. I love Maker's Mark. I see you got some Four Roses back there.
Yep.
Love some
Yeah,
Four
these wood
Roses.
finishing series are really good. I'm getting really into these wood finishing series.
I see this Blue Russell's right here. Is that the
Mhm.
15 or the 13?
13 and 15. Man, just all the tater bottles. You know, I got them all.
Yeah. So 13, realistically, was one of the most surprising pours for me of this.
Oh my
this
God,
past year.
I love it.
It's so good.
It's so
it
good.
really is really good.
I think it's better than the 15. It might be a hot take,
Yep.
but I think the 13 is better than the 15.
I don't think you are alone on that hill. I think
Yeah.
there's the vast majority of people feel that way. I think.
Okay, cool.
I'm not certain of that, but that is the general consensus that I've picked up. Now I could just be following the wrong people and not hear the other side of it, but
For
I
sure.
agree with I agree with that as well.
Germ, have you had the Pappy of Texas yet? Have you tried it?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a sample because I want to know what you think.
All right.
I mean, I'm curious if you agree with me that it's the Pappy of Texas.
I well, let's hope not, because otherwise that'd be
All right,
a bad thing.
fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Oh, where are we at here?
This is strange. This one,
Yeah. I keep
This
trying
one
to
is
clean my
getting-
palate. I can't figure it out.
I know. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
huh?
It's really weird.
From
It's
here,
dusty.
Patty.
It's dusty, but yet it's also malty. So like it's really throwing me off. And
Not gonna
super
lie,
dark. The
when I
color
first
on it's
nosed it-
super dark.
When I first nosed it, I was like, "Oh, hands down bourbon." And then I tasted it, and I was like, "I have no idea what this is."
Absolutely. That's what I thought too, because I was like, it's got to be bourbon, but then it's I
Yeah.
don't know, it's not presenting as bourbon.
I have no idea.
Jeff,
Maybe
thanks for
it's
joining,
super
buddy.
weeded. I don't know.
Randall, what's your go-to when you're just sipping every day?
Being that I'm so close to Andalusia, it's more than likely an Andalusia bottle. I do, like I say, I do a lot of podcasts with different distilleries, and they
Oh,
are
cool.
gracious enough to send me bottles and samples. And so a lot of times I'm just sipping on what they brought me because,
Okay.
free whiskey is the best whiskey to have. So
For sure.
Kidding. No kidding.
Hey, what's your favorite Texas distillery?
Andalusia. It was I just did a
Cool.
blind tasting with a bunch of people, and Andalusia came out my number one, and still Austin was right underneath it. And for everybody else, it was still Austin, Andalusia. So that's that was pretty good for me. And we had some heavy hitters in there. I wanted a little bit more diversity. Everybody had like 2 balcones. There was 3 still Austins. I threw a TX in there, even though they're not technically Texas. I get it.
Sure. Sure.
And then I had Iron Root in there. And Iron Root didn't pass the first round, which was really strange because I love Iron Root's whiskey. It just in that lineup blind, and we shuffled it all up, so we didn't know who had whose sample. It was really, it really didn't stand out because there was a Balcones Brimstone, there was Garrison Brothers Ballet, so he has some really heavy hitters in there, and that it just didn't. It didn't jive out, which I was a little bit disappointed with, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Donald Rance, thanks for joining, bud. Good to see you. Bourbon with Friends is in the house again. Hi, Brian.
Oh, hey, Randall, we're doing a tasting with Iron Root on January 4th at my buddy's house. I don't know if you're free. It's a Saturday at 2 p.m. One of the reps is bringing out all their bottles. So if you're free, shoot me a DM on Instagram. You're more than welcome to come.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Spicy. The answer is 100% yes. You can malt corn and make malted bourbon. Frey Ranch did it.
Yes.
Not too terribly long ago. I'm almost certain they don't have any of that left, but they may do it again. I know there's probably other people that have done it too, but that's the most prominent one that sticks out in my mind.
Why do I not like malted stuff? I feel like every malted thing I've tasted tastes really grassy and what's the word I'm trying to think of? Like I feel like I'm just like picking up like a weed and eating it. Am I just tasting the wrong malt, or am I like the wrong ones, or what?
Well, I mean, there
It's
might
more
be a
grain
little
forward.
bit of that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, inherently it is going to be a little bit more grainy, a little bit more, grassy hay type notes.
Sure.
But
It's because my palate is just so used to all this wonderful stuff behind me.
blind tasting.
I think this is I think this one is the Green Label Blanton's, the 40 proofer. I'm thinking that's what it is.
This one's definitely a lot spicier.
Nice job, Donald.
Absolutely.
I just can't figure out if I'm in like the 100 mid hundreds or 110. I'm so bad at that, but I can tell if it's
Yeah.
80, 90 to.
Yeah. Yeah. I can tell if it's lower than 100. I just
Yeah.
higher than 100, it starts throwing off.
How long have you been doing this for, Randall?
6 years.
Okay, cool.
6 years.
Yes. I got into whiskey after my mother passed away, and because I was drinking Crown, and then I wanted to say, hey, I needed a little hobby, and I was watching the Whiskey Vault, and seeing them, make drink and review bourbons and whiskeys and stuff, and so I said, hey, they're drinking it neat. They're not drinking it with Coke, so. Then that's what started it, and it was about 3 months before I could actually get it on an ice ball and stuff like that. So yeah, it's taken a little bit, but now I drink it straight out of the bottle, so it's great.
So I have to laugh at that comment, Randall. I was drinking Crown, so then I decided to get into whiskey because at the time I was drinking Crown. That's implying that Crown isn't whiskey.
That's whiskey. It's Canadian whiskey.
Great.
It still counts.
It is actually whiskey.
It's barely whiskey.
It is
whiskey, but I mean, is it?
I mean, Crown Royal can make some banger stuff too. So
hey, I had
I have
sell big numbers of is not.
Right. I had insane Canadian whiskey not too long ago. I mean, you guys are probably gonna laugh at me. What is it called? Something North? Down North? Is that Canadian?
North. Yeah, absolutely.
I had a 19-year that, I kid you not, was probably one of the best things I've ever had this entire year.
He's a fantastic blender, doing some really, really cool stuff with some very cool whiskey that, for a lack of a better term, has kind of almost been forgotten about.
Yeah.
And he's doing some really cool stuff with it.
So it's all Canadian. It's all Canadian stuff he's blending. Is that correct?
For the most part, I think yes. There might be some of the batches and blends might have something else in them a little bit, but for the most part, I'm pretty sure he's all Canadian. So
it was phenomenal. It was so good. I had to join their little thing to try to win a 15-year that they have going on right now because I was like, I need to drink more of this.
Right. Yeah.
How we doing on sample 2, guys?
Wow. I'm stuck on
nowhere.
I'm stuck on the bottle. I'm stuck on the bottle. I think I don't want to say it's what I think it is, but I don't know.
I have no idea. Brian's texting me, probably talking shit.
That is very, very true, Donald. 23 years for you probably have quite a few legs up on most people in the game at the moment. But yeah, I mean that never goes away, obviously.
23 years. Holy moly. Oh, jeez.
And Andrew, malt tastes like unicorn tears too spicy.
I love that. Okay. Thank you. I was thinking more of like unicorn feces, but I mean, we both agree it's from unicorn.
A question about unicorn feces. Is it sparkly? Does it have like...
Yeah, it is actually. It's like different colors too. It's weird.
It kind of looks like a lump of cotton candy on the ground, except it stinks.
Yeah, so it looks good, but doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
Only had it once though.
All right. While you guys are finishing up on sample number 2, I'm going to drop this ad for Richards, sponsor of the show. And that's what I have to say about that. Guys, seriously though, if you do travel to Wisconsin, which Andrew, I know you did this past summer, you did travel here. Is that
I go at least once or twice a year. I'll definitely go there next time. 100%.
Absolutely. And definitely, let's work it out so we can hook up.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Go grab a dram or two somewhere. do some
Yeah,
fun stuff.
Jay Henry's the next place I want to go because I went to Driftless last time. I want to try out the Jay Henry.
Yep. So Jay Henry's a cool place. Obviously no still there or production of spirit, but
Mhm.
they definitely have an awesome aging warehouse and really cool stories and information about stuff. So, and how
no,
are we
I get,
doing
I
on
get.
2 here?
I mean, I guess I'm ready. I get a lot of
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Randy's
yeah.
ready. You think you're ready? You take your time. We got time. Don't rush.
This smells so buttery.
Yeah,
And
don't rush
like,
it. Don't rush it.
I mean, I'm just pulling shit out of my ass at this point. So
It's better than putting it in.
you would think. All right, I'm ready.
It's a different show.
That's a different show.
Yeah, Randall, I'll go. I will.
Well, we're starting with you this time, Andrew. So
Yep,
if you are ready, you just start firing them down.
All right. We are going to start with bourbon. For the proof, we are going to go 55. Actually, sorry, 54, 54, 54. Sorry. We are going to do new oak, and then I guess for the specific, can I say like a wheated bourbon?
Yeah,
Does that work?
if that's
Okay.
where you're at.
Yep.
Yep.
Wheated bourbon. Yep. And then I'm going to go 54.3 and new oak. I have no idea what this is.
54.3. I was
Yep.
thinking you had a bottle in mind here. So
I do not. I wish I did. I remember looking through your list. Did you have any wheated bourbons? I did a little bit of homework this time. It's gotta be the Weller Antique if I know German. I couldn't even, man, I can't even make one up with wheated. Let's go with the maybe you'll have the screaming Titan from Redwood Empire.
all right. So distillery is Redwood
hmm
and the Screaming Titan.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of this. It's just kind of weird.
It got a
Randall,
little funky on me. Yeah.
tell
All
me
right.
tell me how
Ver-
wrong I am.
No. You're not far off what I put. I put for a generic type bourbon.
Bourbon.
For generic proof, I was a little higher. I went 117.
Oh wow, okay.
For cask, I put new. For type, I put high rye bourbon.
Wow. I was thinking about that.
For proof, I put 117.2, just because why not?
Right.
And for cask, I put new. I don't think there's a finishing cask on this. And the distillery, you said it earlier and it got stuck in my head. Frey Ranch, and they have like a farmhouse bourbon, I think, is one of their something like that. That one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's funky.
Yeah. I this is, you guys are gonna judge me, but I've actually never had Frey Ranch, but everyone I've talked to said Frey Ranch has a very specific graininess to it. So I wonder if that's what you're referring to, Randall, with the funkiness.
Mhm. I am. But
Yeah.
the other Frey Ranches that I've had have been a little grassy.
Yeah.
And so I don't
Okay.
know if it matches the palate, but it wasn't, the ones that I had weren't the higher rye, but rye tends to be a little grassier. So I might have screwed myself on
Okay.
that one, but that's okay.
Okay. All right. Three. This one looks light.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Scotch. I'm done.
Wow. That was fast.
Yeah, I'm good. No, I'm kidding.
All right, you guys
Ooh.
getting into. Why can I never find this?
That is a sweet, sweet nose.
Wow.
Okay.
It is. Little Sharpie marker.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh,
Little Sharpie marker. That is not a
big notes.
positive note.
A
That
little
generally is
Sharpie
not a
marker.
positive note.
Wow. I will tell you, I've never tasted anything like this. So
Well, that's got some grapefruit on it.
this is, I'm going to say this is not a new cask. This is my first not new cask.
Little salinity, if you know what salinity.
I'm still really, really working on my palate, Randall. It's like one of the hardest things, man.
Oh, it definitely is because you have to have recognition to something that you had in the past.
Yeah.
Because you're not just going to know that it tastes like grandma's cookies unless you've had grandma's
Right.
cookies, right? It's a memory relapse, so you have to like have all those things. So you just got to try it and then try. Hey, this kind of tastes like apricot. Get you some apricot. Try the apricot.
Yeah.
Nope, doesn't taste like apricot. There's a lot of nosing and tasting kits you can go out there and buy. They're not
Yeah.
sponsored at all, but you know, you can do that and that helps, but it's not. It's just repetition.
You know, the issue is I need recall to something that's like Chinese, like, oh, fortune cookie or like orange chicken, like all these things that people recall to grandma's shortbread cookies. My grandma didn't make shortbread cookies, you know. I
Yeah,
think
right.
that's the reason why I suck at this. I think I figured it out.
Gotta
Need
eat
some
more
like
food.
Asian tasting
Mugu Gai
notes.
Eat more
Pan.
food.
Yeah, I need some Asian tasting notes. General So's.
Tastes like Szechuan shrimp.
Sweet and sour shrimp.
Oh man. Speaking of sponsors, Randall, Bourbon with Friends podcast is a sponsor of the show. So thank you to our friends over at the BWF podcast. It is available on all the platforms that you listen to podcasts on. Sorry, Randall, I know you got your own, but
It's all good.
also on YouTube.
I love those guys.
No, they're great. They are great. Join Brian, Martin, and Adrian as they chat with amazing guests about all things whiskey and spirits related and how a bourbon with friends can change the world. And also to 10th Mountain Whiskey,
Nice.
our friends over at 10th Mountain Whiskey, making rye whiskey, bourbon, American single malt, as well as brandies, cordials, moonshine, and a potato vodka. You can visit the distillery in person in Vail, Colorado, or online at 10thwhiskey.com. They do ship to 41 states and counting. Distribution to 28 states and counting. So if they're not in your local retailer, please mention it to them, bring them up, ask them to bring them in, and maybe that'll happen. So 10th Mountain Whiskey, thank you very much. Go visit them at 10thwhiskey.com.
I knew I had a bottle of it too, but it's
Yours is a little bit more
it's
cash
down,
than mine.
So
Yeah, I got it.
So you did a
no, it
you did a podcast with them, Randall. Yes,
I did.
Not
I
too
did.
long ago. It has come out. Yes, I know you do.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's
do
been out
your
for a couple months.
recordings. Yeah, you do your recordings pretty good distance ahead of when they actually come out because you got a pretty good backlog going on. So
Absolutely,
which is a good thing.
Yeah, I do. I have recordings up till about probably mid-February as of right now, which is good and bad because, you know, current event type stuff, it makes it a little bit difficult to talk about those current events. But
Yeah,
the way my life is so freaking busy, it's like, you know, I don't have time to. And when somebody says, hey, let's do a podcast, I just jump and do it because I'm not Bourbon Pursuit or somebody like that. So I got to do what they tell me to.
I get you. And with the current event type of stuff, I mean, absolutely reach out anytime. I'll pop on an Instagram live. We can chat about anything current and, whatever. I mean, use me to do that, whatever. And I know there's a handful of people out there that would love to do that with you. So anytime.
Absolutely.
Randall, is this your full-time job? Do you do this for a living?
What? No, I am a
Podcasts?
plumber by trade.
Oh, so you and Marshall both,
no,
right?
plumbing. Yeah, well, Marshall's he's doing more like he works for a company that does like inspections on homes now, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because he was doing plumbing for a while, and then the field is very difficult. The bosses you have are assholes most of the time, which for me, my boss is an asshole because it's me. So it's one of those things. But yeah.
Cool. Very cool, man.
Dan, yeah, I mean, I guess that's a valid point. Some people probably do like Sharpies. I particularly don't like it in my whiskey. Generally tells me that there was a little heads left in that cut.
Yeah, I never got into the whole sniffing Sharpie thing. I didn't do that.
I just used Model Glue. It was a way better thing.
That's right. It definitely sniffs a little bit of glue too.
Obviously kidding. We are not endorsing sniffing Model Glue. Do not do that.
Yeah.
Actually, they're probably all so safe right now. They probably don't even hardly glue anything together.
Yeah. No, they don't.
Brian, this is a very valid point. Also, your palate tells you if you like it or not. And that's the end of it. It's the start and the end of it for you. That's that's also great. Just enjoy what you enjoy and dislike what you dislike.
Yeah, it's a binary scale, right? It's a 1, which means drink, and 2 means don't drink.
There you go. Little computer code going on. It's like the Matrix.
It's a drink for me. For sure a drink. I just can't figure out what it's finished in because I'm awful at that.
Yeah, this is a hard one again, which I know they're meant to be hard, right? This is supposed to be not easy. It's not all going to be
Right.
bottom shelf stuff and
Yeah, we both do deal with poop for a living.
Joe, comment of the night right there. That's priceless.
Lots of poop. Oh man.
What do you do, Andrew?
I'm a pediatric gastroenterologist, so kids poop.
Kid poop. Got it.
Yeah, kid poop.
Rewarding job.
Pretty much.
Rewarding
Pretty
job.
much it. Yeah.
Maybe
a
a little stinky and messy at times, but if you can help a kid out, that's
true.
I don't know if there's much better than that.
Yeah. My dog's trying to make a cameo. What's up, buddy?
Hey, we like dogs. You like dogs?
Jerome, what did you say you're drinking? Did you switch drinks already, or you still?
I did. The second one of the night for me is Tattersall, and it is their Monster Mash single malt whiskey.
Okay.
So specs on this are made from a roasted malt and blend of malt smoked with cherry wood, apple wood, and mesquite.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting. I'm not 100% sold on this one yet. It was kind of an experimental type of deal for them. It's good. It's not off-putting by any means, but it is. There's a lot of astringent to it, and then it was new oak aged as well. So,
Gotcha. Oh man.
that's true, Joe. Sorry,
I don't know. I could be way off.
You could be right
I'm
on
gonna
too.
I'm gonna be way off, but taking a leap of faith. I'm just glad I made it this far. This is
That's all you
I
gotta
just
do.
like learning from you guys.
So is
Wow.
that telling me you guys are you guys ready? Are you guys needing a few minutes yet? What do we got going on here?
I'm
No.
pretty
Talk to
ready.
us.
I'm
Pretty.
I can be ready. I wrote it down, but I was just going back over it, but I can be ready.
You're doing
you're
the
going
old
first,
dreaded
right? So-
second guessing.
Yes, I'm second guessing myself, and I need to stop.
Man, I'm tempted to put
I'm done.
35 for the proof.
35.
Kidding.
Did you
I'm
say?
kidding. I'm kidding, guys. I feel like I'm drinking Caribou Crossing right now.
Ooh,
Dude, I
There
had
you
that
go.
for the first time this weekend, and it literally tasted like straight water. Like water with a little bit of sugar in it.
excellent. Sugar water.
Water with
I was not a
Sharpie marker.
Sharpie mark. I was not a fan of Caribou Crossing.
Yeah, I've never had it.
Yeah, you're not missing out. Okay, I'm gonna stick with that. Is this even a thing? Has people even done this?
All right. So Randall, whenever you are ready, you just start firing them off to me.
Ready?
Yeah, Andrew, you are ready. You
All
said.
right, let's go.
I'm ready. Yeah.
I put for type, I put single malt. For proof, I put 100 because I don't think it's any more than that. For cask, I put used. For exact type, I put American single malt. For proof, I put 100.5. For cask, I put used. No finishing cask. For distillery, I put Virginia Distilling Company. And I put Courage and Conviction for the bottle.
Wow. Good call.
CNC. Excellent. Andrew, what do you got?
Yes, sir. All right. Man, for type, I put rye.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, for proof, I put 43.
You really
for
did
cask
find it
it-
low, huh?
Yeah, I thought it's crazy how much I don't know, man. When Randall said what do you say, 110? I was like, holy shit, am I just way off? What the hell am I doing? Yeah, wow. Okay. For cask, I put used. What do I even put for specific for rye? I mean, you can just count me wrong for this, but like what kind of specific ryes, like what do people normally say for this type
All
of
right.
stuff?
So this would be very difficult for me to say without helping you out here.
Okay, then just tell me after
but
I'm
you-
done then.
You said used
Straight
for
rye.
a cask. So there's only one thing that it could be if it was rye whiskey in a used cask.
Okay. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, only thing I can think of would be straight rye, but I have no idea what else it could be. But I'll just say straight rye.
Okay.
And then for exact proof, I will say, 43. I'm gonna stick with 43.
43.
I have no idea what this is finished in, but it's finished in something. I'm gonna go with Oloroso cask.
Okay.
In terms of exact, I have no idea. That I can't even muster a guess. This is where I struggle because the only thing I know is Buffalo Trace products. So I'm just gonna take the L on that one.
Taking a loss on that one. All right.
Yep.
So, okay. So to go on what you were asking there, if it is rye whiskey, if it's made in the United States and it's rye
Mhm.
whiskey, and they put it in used barrels from the beginning, then it has to be called a whiskey distilled from a rye mash. It can't be
Okay.
called anything else because the new oak requirement is there for rye whiskey. So when they put it in used and age it, it then is just whiskey distilled from a rye mash. So
Gotcha. Okay.
if you're
Okay.
going that route, that's what that answer would have been.
Cool.
However,
Okay. No, I appreciate that.
no, that's
Cool.
that's it's fun to, throw
Yeah,
some
no, I love-
information out there.
I love learning. That's cool.
All right. Do you guys have a sample? What's your well, just answer this. What's your favorite sample of the three? Andrew?
Shoot. Between 1 and 3, I think I'd go with 3.
3 was your favorite sample of
Yeah.
of the set. All right, Randall.
Sample 1.
Sample 1 was
Yeah.
your favorite. Cool. We are
Close.
going to start the reveal with sample number 2. All right, sample number 2. You guys tied on this one. So you both got Randall, you called it bourbon. Andrew, you called it bourbon. You both got a point for that. It is bourbon.
Yay.
Not shut out. Not shut out.
Randall, you said 117 proof. Andrew, you said 54%. You are both quite a bit low. It is actually 66.5%, 133 proof.
No way.
Oh, no
What
way.
is wrong with my palate? This is insane.
You both said new oak for generic casking. You both take a point for that.
Sorry about
Specific
my dog,
category.
guys.
No, don't worry. Specific category. Randall, you said high rye bourbon. Andrew, you said wheated bourbon. It is actually just straight bourbon.
Okay.
78% corn or 72% corn, 12%, 10% rye, 12% malted barley. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I think something like that. Anyways, it's very high corn, low everything else. Specific ABV, we said 66.5 or 133 proof. You guys stayed at 117.2 for you, Randall, and 54.3 for you, Andrew. So no points there. Specific casking, you guys both said new still, and you're both taking a point on that. So your distillery, Randall, Frey Ranch, Andrew, Redwood Empire. And the bottle for you, Randall, was a Farmhouse Bourbon, and Screaming Titan for you, Andrew. It is actually ECBP.
Elijah Craig.
Oh,
This is the C923, 13
Oh
years
my.
and 7 months.
dude, this is
Are you
back-to-back
serious?
tastings with CB. Holy shit.
Yes.
Wow. That is mind-blowing. Because I did not like it.
I don't like Elijah Craig, so I figured.
There you go.
But I loved it when everyone told me it was their favorite.
Mhm.
How was this possible?
The power of
I actually
suggestion.
I do enjoy Elijah Craig bourbon. The ECBP though. I do not like the small batch, but I do hear
Oh,
that
yeah.
it makes fantastic cocktails. So
It does.
you know, for what it's worth there. Okay, moving into sample number 1. Randall, this one was your favorite. Randall and Andrew, both of you said single malt. You both take a point on that. It is a single malt. Andrew, you said 44%. Randall, you are actually going to take a point on that. It is 48%, so you were within the ±2 on that one. Generic casking, Randall, you said used. Andrew, you said new. It is used oak only. Specific category, Randall, you said Scottish single malt. Andrew, you said American single malt. Neither one of you got a point on that. It is Australian single malt.
Of course.
That was my next choice.
That was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, I have so many of them.
Specific ABV, we covered at 48%. Randall, you stayed at 46. Andrew, you went up a half a point to 44.5, but it is at 48, so no points there. Specific casking, Randall, you said sherry. Andrew, you stayed with the new. It is a Shiraz cask full maturation. So,
Can
Wow.
you explain what that means?
Shiraz is well, this particular Shiraz is from a very old winery in Australia that makes
Oh, okay.
has their own cooperage and ages it in their barrels. But
Jeez.
I don't think I can give you 100% good definition on what Shiraz is. I know there's
Yeah.
lots of definitions on what grapes are used and the, you know, how it's done and this and that and the other
Sure.
thing. But
Sure.
So Randall, you said Glendronach 12. Andrew, you said Andalusia Striker. It is Starward Octave Barrel.
Starward.
So
Wow.
Octave Barrel. So it's
Classic.
matured in Shiraz 100-liter Octave barrels. So
Wow.
that is why they call it the Octave Barrel.
Yeah, that's not fair. That's cheating.
It's cheating.
Australian single malt.
It's on the list, guys. It's right there.
Yeah.
Actually, it is. It's in its own little section, even.
Oh, man.
Okay. So far through sample 1 and 2, we have a score. Sample 1 gave us 3-1 for Randall. and sample 2 gave us 3-3. So we are at 6-4 in favor of Randall at the moment.
Okay.
So into sample number 3. Randall, you said single malt. Andrew, you said rye. Andrew, you are going to take a point on that. It is a rye.
Son of a gun.
You were close. You were thinking that too, Randall.
I was.
Yeah.
Randall, you said 100 proof, 50%. Andrew, you said 43%. No points for either of you on that. It is actually 53% or 106 proof.
How was I that wrong? What the hell?
Wow.
Generic casking, you both said used. It is actually new oak.
Wow. Okay.
Specific category, Randall, you said ASM. Andrew, with all that debate in there, you came out and said straight rye. You are going to take a point on that. It is straight rye.
Oh wow. Okay. Wait, do we have a drink off?
You do.
I don't even know what that means, but I just wanted
You're
to
not.
say
I mean, it's not a
'cause that
drink
sounds
off. There
fun.
is a tie. I forgot to add this one up before I started this, but yeah, there is going to be a tie. Specific category, Randall. Where am I at? Oh yeah, we already did that. Specific proof. You said 100.5, Randall. Andrew, you stayed with your 43%. Again, 53%, 106 proof. Specific casking, Randall, you said ex-bourbon. Andrew, you said sherry. No points there. It is new oak. Randall, you said Virginia, courage and conviction for a distillery and bottle. Andrew, you did not give me one. It is actually hard truth.
Hard truth.
Hard
I've
truth.
never had hard
Okay.
truth.
Hard truth, harvest rye. So it's a sweet mash
okay.
rye,
Out of a
which
bottle.
sweet mash rye means they just clean the still between every run.
I even opened it.
Or clean the fermenter between every ferment. Is what I meant to say. This is the Mellencamp version of it. I mean, I don't know. It's got a lot of hype right now, and I think their bourbon is what's picking up most of the hype. Their rye whiskey is actually okay. Some of them better than others. This one is on the lower end of the okay spectrum, but I have a few of them up here that are actually pretty damn decent. So with that said, Andrew, you're taking 2 on that one, which brings the total to 6-6. There is a tie.
So
I
I'll take
already
my
told you
calls, it's
what
fine.
sample number 2's age was. So we can't use sample number 2 for a tiebreaker. So hopefully you guys don't tie on both of these. So is over on the side, there is a private chat section. Type in your guess for age of sample. Let's do sample number 1.
Damn, do I have any left? Oh, I do. Okay. Are you allowed to tell us again what that was, Germ?
Sample number 1 was the Starward Octave Barrel Australian single malt.
Oh, of course. Yeah. One of my favorite pours. Yeah. This is so bad. I have no idea. Just type it in the chat.
Yeah, private chat.
How do I? Let's see. Here we go. Can you guys see what I just wrote? I can't tell.
I got it. I can see it.
Okay.
Okay, so Randall, you say 4.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Andrew, you say 6.
Mm-hmm.
Which means
it's 5.
Yeah, right. That would be so mad. No, we'd just go on to sample number 3 then. It is actually 3 years old. So
nice.
Randall, you are going to take that point.
Okay.
So that leaves us at 7-6 in favor of Randall.
Well, that's not a very good win. I don't like that win.
It's a win. I don't like doing the tiebreakers. I've had more tiebreakers this year or this season than the whole last season. So We've had like 3 of them this year, I think,
Oh wow.
which is
Wow.
So I'm trying to figure out a better way to break the tie because
Oh, I think that's fine. I mean,
I mean it works well, but I mean as far as you telling me what your guess is and whatnot, stuff like that. So we can't
Right.
you know.
let's be honest. Randall has a much better chance of winning this whole thing than I do. So
When I wouldn't say that. I mean, you did amazing just going off of that. And I mean, coming back on that
For sure,
last
man.
one, I have that bottle of Hard Truth as well. It's not out here in the shed,
No.
but I have that bottle, and now the more I smell it, the more it's freaking rye whiskey, so it's all set and setting, right? It's all how you are smelling it and what you're smelling that night. And it
Right,
smelled like a
right.
single malt to me.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
For sure.
And it goes to say, I mean, the bottle, you've had it, you've tasted it, la. Going at it blind, you don't know what it is, and your mind tells you what you think it is. And then now that you know
Right.
what it is, now you can tell. So
Mhm,
it's just that weird thing that your mind can do with knowing
Yeah.
something. So
For sure.
absolutely.
For sure.
Donald is explaining Syrah. I guess I
Syrah, okay.
pronounced it wrong. So it's a dark-skinned grape variety grown throughout the world, used primarily to produce red wine. The Barossa Valley is really well known in Australia for growing the grapes.
Oh,
Thank you, Donald.
okay.
I appreciate that.
Cool. Well, cool. Well, this was tons of fun.
It was.
Hi, Stacy. Thanks for joining.
Sure, promise me you'll throw Blanton's into one of your finals, please.
I mean, I can promise you I'd throw at Blanton's. Yeah, well, you have the list. I don't actually have a Blanton's.
You
I
don't.
have
Yeah, I don't need.
I have two bottles from that Buffalo Trace distillery. One is
Ooh, can I hold on?
Stag.
Don't tell me. Let me guess. Dang, you have a stag. Okay.
Stag
Is the
and
other
then-
one each hitter?
no, Eagle Rare.
Ah, okay. Okay.
So, and pretty
Fair.
much realistically, they're both the identical whiskey, except one's just not 10 years old and at cask strength. So they
Cool.
taste the same
Yes.
for the most
Yeah,
part, obviously.
yeah. Randall, when I did this a year ago with Germ, and this is
Mhm.
I've been in whiskey for 1 year, almost to the T. And I did this a year ago with Germ, and my first guess for his first blind was Buffalo Trace. Literally straight up. This is before I knew anything. I was like, oh, this just tastes sweet. It's gotta be Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, it has to be, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Learn my lesson.
You have it. You have expanded greatly. So
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did really well. Being in this for 1 year like that, I can't wait to see how your palate changes and grows. And get away from the taters and get some more craft, and you'll start widening
know,
your
man.
palate a little more.
It's my 2025 goal is do half tater, half craft. I can't
that's
do
fine.
I can't do zero taters.
yeah, you
Yeah.
can't cold turkey that shit. I've
No,
heard.
Yeah,
no, you
I
can't.
can't.
You know,
No.
I mean,
No.
I get it, but
Yeah. Got a soft spot. Germ, this is amazing,
absolutely.
man. I appreciate you always doing this, man. Such a fun time. Learn so much from you guys.
thank you. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you. The cliche of making a fool of yourself, which you do not. You did very good. Randall,
thanks,
you did
man.
very good.
I
Good
appreciate it.
guesses all the way through. Good tastings, gentlemen. So with that, Randall, you move on to round number 3, which your next show will be February 26th. So it's a long ways out.
That is.
But marker in your calendar so you know when it's coming. And obviously, as the date gets closer, your sample box will arrive. January 29th is Zach versus Joe, and that'll decide who you're going to be going up against.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice.
So
Sweet.
Awesome.
everybody, tomorrow is a makeup game. Today is the start of round 2, which also starts Wednesday only. So I'm dropping the Thursdays off for round 2 and 3 and 4, and the final. But we have a makeup game for one of the shows back in November that is happening tomorrow. So that'll be the actual last show of round 1 is tomorrow. So tune in for that. That will be Southern Bourbon Addict Drew versus My Rum Diaries, Nia. So
Nice.
that'll round out who has made it to round 2. So so far, obviously we have Randall and Andrew in round 2. And then we have Jack the Hood Sommelier, Demi Taste, that'll be on January 8th. We have Dylan at US Small Craft against Shy Taste Spirits Girl or Patty on February 5th. Like I said, January 29th is Smoked by Ash Joe versus Zach, JBHS Dad. Then we have the Whiskey Deek versus everybody's favorite villain on February 12th. Rough Spirits and the Whiskey Deek going at it. Hopefully,
Whoa, okay.
hopefully the Deek can pull it out and take Marshall out. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Please.
Then February 19th,
Put the
whoever
love up,
wins
guy.
tomorrow is going up against Nate at BBS Live on February 19th. Then we have another girl fight in the works. January 15th is Megan over at Whiskey Care and Chelsea Uncharted.
Nice.
And then January 22nd will round out round number 2, and that is Adam from Lost Lantern up against Brian D from Bourbon with Friends and 10th Mountain Whiskey. So
nice.
round 2 shaped up to be pretty good. Let's see what round 3 shapes up to be like. Randall, you were the first one into round 3, so congratulations.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Congrats,
it.
Randall. Win it all,
thank
man.
you very
Win
much.
it all.
I'm going to try my hardest.
Be
Absolutely.
rooting for you, man.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
gentlemen, I thank you for joining. Great job, both of you guys. Looking forward to doing this again with you. And everybody in the chat, thank you all for joining in. Great as usual. And until tomorrow, cheers. For this American
Cheers,
Spirit.
guys.
Cheers.